Question number 3 of the PhilNITS FE afternoon portion of the exam. In this question, we are being asked, the program outputs the even numbers between 1 and 100. Subsequently, it prints the sum of those even numbers. Note that division is performed for data type integer. That is, a divided by b is the quotient of a divided by b. Okay, so remember that the output should be even numbers between 1 and 100, and then later on we print the sum of those even numbers. We can look at the program now, and we can see that we do have a for loop which starts from 1 and counts to 100 by 1. In certain programs, the counting starts off at 0 instead of 1, but in this case we start off at 1. And then we see a statement, an if statement here, and we do get a blank, and I think that's the part where we have to answer. And the way to answer it is, of course, to look at the answer group. I think at the time when I was answering this, I chose the correct answer, which was C. And I think it's because the modulo operator is something that I have encountered before, I've used before, so I know what it is. And then once we can put the condition in the correct place already, we have the output here, which is I, and it's supposed to be an even number. The sum is added, and then later on we output the sum. And then if we do know that the answer is C, we still have to check just in case the idea that we have is correct or not. And the way to do that is to, of course, put in the values incrementally in this way, where you have, for example, 1 as your I, and whether it would be 0 if we mod it by 2. And the way to explain mod is to look at remainders. And we get remainders by dividing the number by what we are modding it with, which in this case is 2. So if the first value of I is 1, then we divide it by 2, and we see that there's a remainder which is 1. And the way we should think about it is to see that in 1, how many 2's are there? And we know that there are no 2's there, and so we get the remainder 1. Now, for 2 divided by 2, how many 2's are there in 2? We know that there is 1, and therefore there would be no remainders. 3 divided by 2, how many 2's are there in 3? There will be 1, and there will be 1 remainder as well. How many 2's are in 4? There should be 2 2's in 4, and there will be no remainders. As for 5, how many 2's are there in 5? 2, 4, there should be 2 there, and there will be 1 remainder. And so we get this pattern, and we can see that whenever the remainder is 0, we get an even number. That's why this is the correct answer for the condition, if condition. Another way of looking at mod which is how I learned it when I was working part-time at university as an undergrad student. One way is to really look at animation frames, for example, where if we are starting with 0 and then 1, 2, and 3, the mod, if we're gonna use the mod here, would be set to 4, for example. So 0 mod 4, 1 mod 4, 2 mod 4, 3 mod 4, okay? So in the same way that we did the one where we want to get the even numbers, uh, we are gonna use mod 4 because what we want to do is to cycle through the animation frames, okay? So 0, 1, 2, 3, then go back to 0, 1, 2, 3. And if we think about the mod, if the I is 0, 0 mod 4 gives us 0, 0, 0 plus 1 gives us 1. So because we're incrementally going through the numbers, 1 mod 4 is 1, because how many 4s are there in 1? 0, and the remainder is 1. 2 mod 4 is 2. 3 mod 4 is 3. Now once we reach 4, 4 mod 4, that gives us 0. And so that's how we get back to 0. And we set the value of the I to 0 once we reach the condition where we get 4 mod 4, and that should result to 0. And then we go through the animation again. 0 plus 1, 1 mod 4 gives us 1, 2 mod 4 gives us 2, and so on and so forth. Okay.